mission of our podcast, I'll tell you guys right now, if you're going to go see The Grey and you want to enjoy it, do not go in expecting like an action movie. It is very much not an action movie. It's more philosophical. It's about wilderness. It's still really good. And I think Ryan and Max, you guys might, I don't know what you guys think just yet, but it's not. If you go in thinking like, oh, Liam Neeson's going to strap dynamite to a wolf, it's going to be disappointing.
There is something close to that happens.
Yeah, there is something very close to that happens.
Is that all you got, Matt?
Yeah, I wanted to hear what you guys thought.
All right, well, I love the movie way more than I thought I would. And I went in with pretty high expectations. It's very... it does have a lot of action. It is a man versus wild survival movie, but then there's also another layer of, kind of man learning to deal with mortality, all kinds of men learning to deal with mortality and accepting death. Lots of cool, a lot of psychological aspects to it. It's just a great survival movie. I love the ending way more than I normally love.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler, ambiguous kind of endings.
Mm-hmm.
And I like those normally, but I like this way more than I normally do like those types of endings. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was great.
Yeah. I think that's funny that you said spoiler, it's an ambiguous ending. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of perplexed by it. I didn't really know how I felt when I first came out. I couldn't decide, did I want more action? Did I want more psychological? But what it is it's a man emotion movie. It's like Sex and the City, but for dudes.
Whoa, come on.
It is.
We don't need to make that.
All they do the whole film is talk about their feelings and what are your feelings? How do you feel?
I think what Max might be trying to say is that men don't do a very good job of dealing with their emotions, and that's sort of what the movie is about, is that these men are in a very high-stress situation. A lot of them know that they're going to die, and it's about how do you deal with something like that. Because, you're about to freeze to death. How do you make sense of that? And I don't know. Does that sort of...
I think Max's problem is he actually cried during this film.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how to deal with it. He came out and
I didn't know what to do.
He's completely felt weird about it.
No, I think No, I didn't. I think what I'm trying to say is it's like Sex and the City for dudes.
Okay, so whenever I was getting ready to go see it, you told me that it wasn't at all what you expect and go with an open mind.
Yeah.
But during our expectation show, we pretty much said exactly what the movie was. It's a wilderness survival movie, and then you even mentioned that it goes a lot more to their psyche and the psychological aspects of everything.
Yeah.
So how is it not what you expected?
I didn't feel like it was. I thought it was more about. What?
I thought, January release, Wolves versus Liam Neeson, it's going to be kind of a hokey B-movie action sort of driven thing, but it turned out to be a lot different. Right at the beginning of the movie, Liam Neeson's character sort of contemplates suicide, and that sort of paints, that sort of casts the rest of the movie in sort of a shadow, and he keeps kind of pulling out his suicide note that he wrote. So I think that, that kind of plays on everything that happens after that.
Yeah.
I thought it was about, he's not sure why he's alive, and so he's thinking maybe I'll kill myself, and then he sort of realizes that it's all just about survival. That's all we've ever done because, we're just animals in the end. I don't know. It's really good.
Yeah, it's good, and I guess they didn't use any snow rigs or sets. They were really out filming in the snow and snowstorms and.
They looked so miserable.
Yeah.
That would have been such a miserable
The director
shoot.
said he really got, the actors were really miserable. Really, I can't take it anymore. I can't be out in the cold anymore. And he said it really helped. And then you can tell, when the weather lets up, you can tell that they're more upbeat and they're, that's when the lighter scenes come, when the snow's lighting up.
I saw an interview with some of the wolves, and the wolves were like, man, even we were fucking cold.
Yeah. Yeah, yep.
Without cussing, I'm sorry.
Yes, I want to know what females thought about the film. You know, like it's for men. It's totally geared towards men. You know,
You
I
think?
thought, yeah.
I think it's probably less geared towards men than normal of these types of movies.
I feel like women wouldn't get, like, women might think that the protagonist, Liam Neeson and I don't know his name, the No Moss guy, who's kind of the jerk of the group, who they have to, like, win over. I feel like girls probably think that all the men hated him, but really the men didn't hate him, they just wanted him to get on board. I don't know, I think you guys are giving this, I think you guys think you understand this film too well. I think there's a lot more going on than...
I just said that's about a lot of different things, and it's definitely worth seeing. You'll enjoy it if you like films. Just don't go in expecting an action movie. Expect a movie that's gonna make you think a little bit.
But there was a lot of action.
See, I didn't think there was that much action, which is okay.
They fucking fight wolves the whole time. They jump from a tree and like climb across a rope to a cavern. They put shotgun shells on sticks and stab wolves. They're running from wolves. I thought it was...
I understand that.
I think the emotional parts, they really set up in the beginning, and then there's a heavy emotional part at the end, and then emotional parts when they die, obviously, but that's one good thing.
I don't think you have a clear thought in your head of what this movie was.
I think this movie was an action film, first and foremost.
City.
What?
You don't know what you're talking about at all.
Well, it is totally enjoyable. We can all agree to that.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. Way better than what I went in expecting.
It's an action movie. It's an action sex. It's a movie in the city, sex, action.
Alright, I got a better or worse list here. Pretty obvious connections.
Wolves.
The Edge,
I don't know. That's tough.
way better than The Edge.
Better than.
Castaway. What is Matt saying? Are you giving like paragraph answers? I don't.
I would say it's worse than Castaway.
What do you think,
Yeah,
Castaway? Yeah. Worse than Castaway. 127 hours.
Better.
My kid watched that.
I actually thought, I don't know, pretty close to 127 hours. And Alive,
Better.
I thought it was
I'm
better.
abstain.
What do you think, Matt?
I'll abstain.
Okay.
Alright, so let us know what you think. Obviously, there's a lot of difference of opinions.
Is there? I think everybody really liked it.
We all liked it, but Matt seems... I think it is like Sex and the City for guys.
That's ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
That's ridiculous.
What is Sex and the City? It's a bunch of girls
An embarrassing.
that girls liked. Because they related to it. They're like, yeah.
But it's bad.
Let Matt talk.
Opposite Sex and the City. Sex and the City is about social relationships and it's social satire. It's about people being in the city and dealing with each other. The Gray is about dealing with nature and dealing with the wilderness.
Okay,
Absolutely wrong.
social status. Okay, Liam Neeson's the alpha male of the pack, and he has to put down Nomos, who attempts to fight him as an alpha male, fighting for social status. The wolves fight for social status.
You're reaching here.
No.
There's no fighting for social status between the group
That's what Matt
of
just
women
said.
in Sex and the City.
Yes, there is. They're all clawing to
All
get
right.
to the top of empowered women.
Is that they both have dog faces.
And they all have dog faces.
Alright.
I'll buy that. Sorry.
Nothing like Sex and the City.
Let us know what you think, because I feel like I'm
Some
right.
Max.
Just like I was right
Don't
about the
listen to
alien
Max.
ghost debate.
Yeah, you really showed that.
Not a single person will say it was like Sex and the City. That's the last. Like you make a list of stuff it's like. That's the last thing everyone probably loves.
Alright.
Entourage is like Sex and the City.
You're missing the point of what I'm saying. You're missing the point of the similarities that I'm drawing.
No, you're not. You're talking about emotions. That's it.
All I'm saying is it's a man movie for men.
With emotions is like Sex and the City. It's ridiculous.
I'm right. Show me some love on Facebook, please.
Thanks
These
for
guys are
watching.
being stone cold Steve jerks.